I don't know if I'm like emo today, but I was going through your IG page and I got like emo like 3 times.
Oh, did you?
I was you just like singing happy birthday to Guillermo. Like I was like,
that was like a sweet moment.
It was so sweet.
So sweet.
And then your speech, and I think it was the Glad Award, which is lovely, and you had me a little emo. I was like, what is happening to me today? I'm not normally this mushy.
Because it means.
So today's guest is highly acclaimed. She has an Emmy, she has a Grammy, she has a Tony, she's got an Oscar nomination. And she is remarkable. Cynthia Erivo is here with us today on Real Life. What do all those things mean to you?
Well, there's just sort of like wonderful moments to mark the work that has sort of come before. That Tony, Emmy, Grammy thing it's so strange to me because when I came to do the musical, because that's where they've all come from, I didn't expect that any of that could even happen with
so not intentional.
No. The intention was to show up fully on the stage and do this piece as fully as I possibly could. And what came from it was what came from it, you know? And I think that's always really the intention, to just be as fully aware and fully present in the pieces that I do.
Yeah.
And then what comes from them comes from them.
It's still pretty great.
I mean, they're wonderful. Yeah. It's such a wonderful thing to look back on and to see how they've been celebrated in that way.
Does the pressure start to hit though now? Because now the term Egot gets thrown around so much.
I know, but I don't.
You don't do it?
No, I can't allow it to be the thing that is driving it. I can't allow the word Egot or the Oscar to drive the way I work.
Yeah.
Because if it did, I think it would take the joy out of it.
Yeah. Clearly you are gifted in many ways. This is why you have so many awards and things. What is your relationship with your gift? Like,
for me, I feel like my gift is exactly that it's a spiritual thing that I have been given to do good work with. The act of singing, the act of being able to perform, the act of being able to play a character, I think they're all tools that I've been given in order to connect. I think that I love what I do, but the way I feel when I'm doing it, it's a bigger experience than is even possible to describe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is spiritual.
Yeah.
I think we all have something. People spend their some people miss it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, chasing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Whatever circumstances in life, sometimes I feel miss it.
Yeah.
You seem to find it early, right? Did you find it early? Like, how old were you? When is the moment when you're like, oh,
I think it was when I was 5. My mum found it first. She found it when I was like 18 months. She wrote it down that she thought I was going to be a singer because I would hum when I would eat and make sounds. And so I think she knew immediately and wrote down, I think she will be a singer. But I sort of knew I had something when I was about 5. I had a nativity play. They asked me to sing Silent Night. I don't know why. I think it's probably just because I was not a shy kid. I
see a little 5-year-old too.
Just like a shepherd singing Silent Night. I remember how it felt, and I don't know why till this day. I remember how it felt. It felt really good that people wanted to listen, and I remember seeing smiles on people's faces, and that was the thing that I was chasing. After that, the smile on a person's face when they could hear me, when they heard me sing. And then at 5, you're not really even. I don't even know if you know that that's what you're doing, that the sounds that you're making are good. You just know that whatever sound you've made has made someone smile. Yeah. So I'll just keep doing that.
Yeah, you're just chasing that.
Yeah.
How is I'm fascinated by people who have that passion, that lock in for like a purpose, and then you get so much notoriety, like I said, and fame and things like that. And Wicked was just gigantic. Household name project, and lived in families could sit and watch it. It's just one of those projects that I feel like probably shifts the energy a little bit.
It really does. Yeah.
I'm wondering how life has changed for you since that.
It's changed exponentially. I had sort of a level of anonymity before. There was like,
did you really?
Well, there was a level of sort of like people knowing who I was to a point, but I could still sort of wander around without anybody knowing in places, and
little hat, little shade.
I'd be fine.
Yeah,
and that has gone out the window.
Really?
That's gone. Yeah, that has gone, and there's a big adjustment. But I still feel like if I allow people to see that I'm a person when they do see me, then it allows for not a boundary, but it makes people understand, oh, she's human. Maybe we'll leave her alone.
How do you do that? What's the trick in that?
There's no airs and graces. It's sort of like, you know, I look in people's eyes when I speak to them. And I'm right there with them, and they go, oh,
human.
You're human. Okay. That's different. I didn't expect that. Okay. Yeah, you know what I mean? So when I try to, again, make sure that I can see them, so that means they can see me.
Yes.
Then it's sort of,
That's a really good key to communicating on any level.
That's right, yeah.
Whether it's like doing what you do.
Yeah.
Doing what I do.
Yeah.
Even this podcast, when we launched the podcast, we were going into some like heavy conversations about this.
Yeah.
And I would notice that when I would throw people into a question, it was different than if I were to let them see me in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
We're talking about grief. If I share
my
own experiences, then the connection with a guest or even with whoever's watching is a different thing.
That's right.
I wonder if that travels beyond what we do. Like,
I think so.
Whether you're a dentist or a doctor or...
I think so. I think
humanity, I guess, is what that is.
You can share how human you are, or what you love, or...
vulnerability too. Sure.
Humanity in a person. That's what actually creates the connection.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That level of fame, though, we've seen that eat people up. Like, it's not a small thing. And I know it's tricky, because if you complain about fame, then it's like, who cares? Shut up. You know, but the reality of living in that is it's a real thing.
It is, but I think I'm lucky because it came to me at this time of my life.
Yeah.
Where I feel like I'm myself. And so that I don't think there's anything that can shift me off that axis.
Yeah.
You know, and there might be wobbles every so often, but I think I feel very much like who I am meant to be. And so I can walk through it every day and still be that person, regardless of what's going on around me. It's an interesting thing I keep hearing. You seem to be like handling things, and you seem to be quite, you know,
grounded,
elegance and gracie, like really grounded. And it's only because I feel very much like myself. And so I don't actually have to be anyone else when I meet a person.
Still must have been an amazing journey.
Very much so.
What kind of kid were you?
Chatty.
Really?
Chatty, bossy.
And you were in London?
I was in London. I was not shy at all. I would make friends very, very easily. I wanted everyone to be friends. I wanted to be friends with everybody. And that's sort of how I was. My mum, and also my mum never was like, no, don't go there. Don't talk to that person. She was like, okay, just go and have fun.
She was free.
Yeah. She just let me sort of meet people. And be okay with meeting people. She was always there, always watching from, you know, a distance, but letting me sort of make my own friends and be okay with going to meet people and saying, oh, hey, do you want to come and play with me? I've got a doll and I want to play. You can come with me if you want. You know what I mean? That was me. My mum said one day we were
it's so cute.
Taking me to a party or something, and I ran up to her and said, this is my sister. And was not my sister at all. This is my sister, and
did she even look like you?
No, not at all. I just had decided that this was a person that I was going to be sisters with. Yeah, that's how I was all the time. Yeah,
that's great. And then at what point does the career kick in?
Career kicks in.
I mean, not 5, but
no, career kicks in maybe 22, 23. I was sort of doing backing vocals and singing for people when I was about 20. But my acting career kicks in when I'm 23, when I leave drama school. And then I start doing my own concerts maybe like 2 or 3 years later. And that's sort of when it kicks in. Yeah. Around my mid-20s.
I saw you talk about, or read somewhere that you at one point didn't think it was
going to happen
for you.
I didn't. Well, I think I was about 18. I was just like, I don't think this is happening.
Really?
Yeah. I just sort of
Based
stopped.
on what?
I don't know. I don't know. I just had let it go for some reason. And I think I was not necessarily surrounded by people who also wanted the same thing as me. And so I didn't know which way to turn. I didn't really know, even, there was no instruction booklet. You know, there was no guidance, because my mum is not a performer. My family aren't performers. And so I don't really have a blueprint. I kind of had to figure it out on my own. And so there's that moment in my teens where I was just like, I don't know how this is going to happen. And I know I want to perform and I know I want to sing, but I just I don't know.
Wow.
I think it was only when I met a woman when I was about 15. I did like a young actors company and I played the role of Juliet. And that woman I met again 5 years later when I was at the age of 20. I'd left college or university because I was not stimulated by the subject at all. And I knew I was just sort of phoning it in. So I knew it wasn't right. And I wanted to search for the thing that was. And when I sort of discovered this young actors company at a local theatre of mine, Stratford Theatre Royal. And when I went to start for the first day, that same woman was teaching it.
Wow.
She was the one that was running the program. And she told me that I should go and train. I said no to her because I had no idea what she was even talking about. Nobody had ever told me that you could go to drama school and train in acting. I just didn't even know it was a choice. And she explained to me that this is a choice and you can go to drama school and you should train. And I said no because the place she described was there was no way a Black girl from South London was going to get into the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. I was not going to get into that.
It sounds so scary.
Do you know? I was petrified.
Dramatic
That's
arts.
absolutely not going to happen, and I'm not applying for it because I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to do that. And she threatened me with not being able to do the Young Actors Company if I didn't apply. And all I wanted was to be a part of the Young Actors Company. I didn't see any further than that. And so I was like, okay, well, fine. I'll sign up to the Young Actors Company because I'll sign up to the school because I want to come to the Young Actors Company. And she helped me go through the audition process and I got in. And that sort of like that place is sort of some of my formative years where I had to really learn about who I was because the ground sort of shakes underneath you when you go to drama school. It's a sort of a stripping experience where they take away some of the things that make you who you are. And I had to sort of really hang on to some of those things when I
like what
left. Just like personality.
I wonder
things like who I was as a woman and who I was growing into. Even like I was told once that I shouldn't go to the gym because they didn't want me to get too muscular. Just little things like that. And I was like, but that's just part of my makeup. I can't do anything about that. And I think I was lucky because I had a couple of teachers in that place that really took care of me and really sort of nurtured who I was. And one teacher in particular, my drama teacher or acting coach, she was the one that said to me that actually the trope that people seem to put on you is this sort of strong Black woman. They'll give you roles that are that, but actually what you are is really good at. Your vulnerability is the thing that is your unlocking key. That's where you
what good advice.
Excel.
Yeah.
And it was the best advice anyone had ever given to me as an actress because it's the thing that I have used in each of the roles. It's the thing that I seek out first in the roles before I play them. So they might come across like they're strong, but actually the internal is the vulnerability, which is actually what makes them feel strong because they have a vulnerability on the inside, which they're trying to hide. Yeah.
And so much more fun to watch.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Because it's ticking away on the inside, yeah.
What do you think, like, people who are not actors, like mere mortals, what can we learn from the acting experience? Because there is something, like you say, it strips you away of posturing or things that we do to kind of maybe not even be in the moment. And I would imagine an acting class at that level, like you say, taps into that. I just wonder, like, how that translates to real life.
Yeah, I think sometimes people think that we're just putting on a person, that we are becoming a person by putting on the clothes, and that's that.
Yeah.
But actually, a lot of internal undoing has to happen. You have to come to yourself and know yourself. The best work, it comes when you know who you are, because then you know what of yourself goes into the character. And it costs you something often when you play some of these roles, that you're not just turning up and being the character and then you go home and they leave you. Sometimes they follow you out of the building to your home and you have to sort of go, no, You stay over there.
What do you mean?
I will come back to you in the morning.
Like,
there are habits that you take from your character because you're the one that builds them. You build these people that you become.
So then you go home and you say to your partner or your friend or your family member.
But they'll spot little things that just aren't you.
Yeah.
I remember I was playing a character called Holly Gibney, and she I really loved this character, and she still hasn't. I still have there's a place in my heart for her. She is neurodivergent, and she would the walk she had sort of like. There was it's like almost like she leaned forward to go where she needed to go, and that sort of stuck with me. It wouldn't leave. And someone took a video of me walking across the set one day, and they were like, "That is not you. That is that character.
Ooh.
I've never seen you walk like that before. So this is." Strange. And when I played Harriet, I asked for Harriet to come in there because Harriet was real. She has, I don't believe our spirits just disappear. So there's,
what do you mean you asked Harriet? You prayed to?
I prayed, and I would ask if she would like come into the space to be with us when we were doing this piece and when I was playing her, because it was her story. So I want for her to know that we're doing it because we love and care for the work that she did, and we want to share who she was as a human being. But you can't do that, I don't think, without asking for the essence of that person to be.
Did you feel it?
Oh yeah. And it was really hard to let go of her afterwards. That was really hard to let go of her.
Wow.
Full breakdown. And that was close to the beginning when I didn't realize I should probably have some therapy after something like that. You
go deep. I already can tell. Wow.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I want to find out who these people are. I don't want them to be the surface, so that when you look in my eyes, you know that it's real, that I'm not pretending. Yeah.
Do you use that in real life? Like, do you because I've had this conversation about people who we've lost and spirits and they move on. And I've said this to friends too who've lost loved ones. I'm like, you can still talk to them. Talk to people. I wonder if that kind of practice also you use that in real life.
Yeah. So it's strange enough, my acting coach passed away a few years ago, and I remember she was always watching what I was doing. So she would send me a couple of texts. She would send me a text and be like, "I'm very proud of you. This is really good. I love this work here. This is good work." And sometimes she would send, "You're garbling your words. You're rushing through. You have to slow down." And so the voice plays in my head because there's something I heard her say. "You're garbling your words. You have to slow down. We want to hear you speak. Don't rush past the moment." And when I'm being really vulnerable, "I'm really proud of you. This is very, very good. This is very good work." So that voice is in my head. And sometimes when I'm doing roles, the voice, "Don't garble your words," is in my head, in her voice.
That's how people stay.
Yeah.
Inside of you,
yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's an important sentiment for people who have lost.
You can keep people around. Yeah.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Have you lost anyone close to you?
Yeah, I lost my godmother, who I loved really, really dearly. And I didn't get to say goodbye to her. And it was just really sad because she's one of the people who I think I got a lot of my style from. She reminded me of.
Well, well done then, godmother.
I know. She was wonderful. Her name was Farida Beveridge. And she was just one of these wonderful, fabulous people who just loved. And she smoked like a chimney. And like I could see her clearly. She used to wear this, like a white button-down shirt and black slacks. And she would always have some jewelry on, cropped hair, and she always had a cigarette in her hands, and just like raspy voice, and she just was one of the most wonderful people. And I always looked forward to seeing her. And when she passed, I didn't know when she passed away, and then I was told she passed away, and I didn't get to say goodbye. And so that's something that I always sort of struggle with a little bit, because I wish I could have seen her, and I wish she could have seen all of this happening, because I think she would have gotten a kick out of it. Yeah.
Well, your style is it's a very big thing for you. So
very
clearly
much so.
She lives
in that space.
That space for you, for sure.
Yeah.
What about spirituality? How much of that do you attribute to your success?
Oh, a lot. I don't believe that I'm here on my own, doing it completely on my own and by myself. I think that just to look at the things that have happened in my life, it's all too big for me to have done on my own. I think I've been given the tools, yes, to do what I'm doing, but I definitely think I'm being taken care of.
But how do you tap into that? Because I think a lot of people feel that, and then sometimes they get lost. from the connection.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that'll be a prayer. It's like, please keep me connected. But sometimes staying connected is challenging for people.
I think because I'm aware of the things that are happening to me at all times because I'm very present in it, and I'm constantly practicing being present.
How do you do that? Tell us the tools.
It is actually for me just a practice. It's just like to notice where I am. Like today I'm noticing that I'm here sitting with Angie Martinez, who is wearing a pink iridescent sweatsuit, and someone over there is in a red cap and wearing blue. And I know that there is this, I see this orange bag with this orange, this black bag with this orange pocket, and there's a bin over there that's white, and I can see all of the decor. And I've been looking at these chandeliers in the room with the dry flowers. So I'm picking up the.
You do this all the time?
All the time.
Every day?
Every day.
Walking around New York
where
City
I am
today?
Yes. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Because it means that I lock those moments into my mind, so that I know where I am. I know what the smells are. I can see that there's the light there. I noticed that this little sitting area has been here. I noticed the two holes in the.
You would have been a fantastic federal agent or like a private investigator. It should be like he came in, he had a black jacket on and a,
you know what I mean? But what it means is it keeps me really present.
Yeah.
And so I get to notice the things that are happening at all times. I get to notice how it feels in the moment. Yeah. And I journal to make sure that I remember. In the remembering, I can then be grateful for the things that have happened during the day, even the things that throw me off my axis. Well, this will teach me something, right?
They say that is a thing too for if you suffer from anxiety.
Yeah.
Or fear. It's like if a lot of fear and anxiety comes from worrying about what's in front of you,
as
or obsessing over what's behind you.
Yeah.
But if you can stay in the present,
yes,
and breathe in the present, that can help you over hump. Especially if you're in the crisis, in the throes of something like that. It's a good tool. I think that's even like a meditation. I read that one time. It's like, if you can pick 5 things, if you're having some type of panic attack or anxiety attacks, pick a few things in the room, breathe, and notice and then close your eyes and try to remind yourself what's around you in the present moment to calm you down.
I think so.
It's a good tool.
Yeah. But
I can't imagine being good and disciplined enough to do that every day, all day, though.
Now it's an unconscious thing. I just know to do that in the day. I notice things because it gives me the information about what is happening in my life at that moment. And that keeps me very focused. I was talking to someone yesterday about, we were talking about tattoos just now. And I think that sometimes even the process of being tattooed keeps me very present. It keeps me very human because there's nothing more human than experiencing a little pain.
Yes, pain for
sure. And that's the one thing that we can all sort of commune on. We know what pain feels like, and different for everyone else, but we all experience it at some points.
Do you have a high tolerance?
I have a very high tolerance.
You must. Well, tattoo. You said your back is done and everything.
My back is done, but the high I don't even think it's a high tolerance. I think it is an acknowledgement of it, and then a knowing that it will change because the pain is there when you're getting tattooed. It is there. It doesn't go away, and it can be okay, and it can be unbearable. But the noticing of it means that you acknowledge it, and then you can be okay with it. And so when you then,
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, but it's also this has been a practice of mine. I've been doing it for such a long time that I can sit for. This took 7 hours, so I can sit for 7 hours and go, okay, I'm noticing because it brings me to myself. It brings you. There's a humanity in it. Okay, I know what this feels like. I'm noticing it.
You can talk yourself through anything.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. Well, this is like the internal voice that helps you to move through things. Yeah.
We are both Capricorns. I am the January 9th baby. You are
my gosh,
the 8th, right? Yeah, yes. I think there's a Capricorn thing.
Yes.
Do you tell? Okay.
I do. I think some people are like, oh, I don't believe it. But I do.
I do believe it.
I do as well.
I think we say what we mean.
Yes.
What we say.
Very much so.
Sometimes we can be misinterpreted as being not showing emotion or being too stern or something. But we are very vulnerable.
Yes, we are.
Vulnerable and
very emotional. We just show it in different ways.
I told you I just was crying watching your Instagram page.
Very different ways.
I was very emo today.
Yeah. But we're also problem solvers.
We absolute problem solvers.
Before we go to the and you just to number 10, we're like, okay, so we're at a 2 right now. How do we avoid getting to a number 5? And if we get to a number 10, everyone should be out of the space.
Yes, leave.
We leave.
Yes,
because
now
we don't want it at number 10. So but we also are aware that us at number 10 is not what anyone wants. So
even ourselves, we don't even want it.
So we avoid getting to number 10 by figuring out what we need to do between 1 and 5.
By being thoughtful and strategic.
Exactly.
See, we understand each other.
But we also take care of so many people. We care about people.
Yes.
We're the ones that go, if you need advice, go and find a Capricorn. They probably will be able to help you.
That's amazing advice.
Yeah.
If you get nothing else from today, find you a Capricorn. For some advice. I also have a thing with that. It was on my bucket list. I don't know that it's still on my bucket list. The hair.
Yes.
I have always been fascinated with people who have not been afraid to let go of your hair.
Oh my God. I can't tell you how amazing.
I don't know that I have a very large scalp. I don't know that it would be cute on me. I'm going to be honest. And when I say that, people are like, oh no. But I envy it so much and I almost dream of doing it.
But I think
the freedom that I imagine comes with it.
But wouldn't that be more valuable to you than what other people think it looks like on you?
Yes, it would be more of the fear of what I think it looks on me.
But the thing you just expressed was not what you think it will look like on you, but how freeing it would be, how it would feel.
Yes, but you see, for your lovely scalp and face, you could feel good and also look good.
But I had no idea what it would look like until I did it. You see what I'm saying?
But you maybe could have guessed.
No, I just was like, get it off if it needs.
What was the thing to get off? What was the feeling?
I've progressively been cutting my hair shorter and shorter since I was 23. When I left drama school, I knew I wanted short hair, and I went to the hairdressers to cut it, and she wouldn't cut the whole thing. And she left me with like some length to play with, and I was like, I don't want.
Yeah,
I hate this. Cut it off. And bit by bit, I kept going back and getting her to cut it short until she was like, I can't cut anymore. I don't want to do this. And I grew it naturally and went to a barbershop, which is very scary.
To go to a men's
barbershop on your own, to just be like, I'd like you to cut this off, please. And so they were like, are you sure? I was like, yes, I would like you to shave it and give me a Caesar cut at least. It was very low. And then I sort of like stayed there for a bit. And then
were you by yourself when you did this?
Yes.
Fearless or fear? Was there fear or no fear?
Only for walking into a barbershop because I had never done it before.
It's lovely. I have 2 sons, so I love the barbershop.
Yeah, and then it was delightful, and so I kept going. And then when I came to New York, my hair was a little bit longer, and I was playing with different colors. But again, I would be like, it would get to a certain level, and I'd be like, I need it cut short. And then when we got to Wicked, my scalp needed to be green. Because the wig was, you could see my scalp. It was a very good wig, and you could see everything underneath it. And the scalp needed to be green, and so they needed to spray my scalp. And the only way this wig would work was not with hair, but with a bald head. So I said, okay, well,
fearless.
I guess shave it off then. Yeah. And for me, I was like, what gets me closer to this moment? What gets me closer to this character? And shaving my head was it. And when I shaved it, I was like, I'm never going back.
Really?
I loved it.
Tell me what that feels like.
It's the most freeing, most refreshing thing ever. There is nothing like if it's really hot with someone's cold hand on the back of your head, it is like heaven. It's like heaven. When you wake up in the morning and the only thing you have to do is get ready and you don't have to touch your head at all.
There's no hair. You don't have to have a hair person.
I shave it myself. I currently just shave my head myself.
Wow.
I learned how to do it and I was fine.
I think about that and I think about how much I hate to make, sorry to Glam Squad. I cannot for more than 55 minutes sit in a hair and makeup chair. I start losing my mind. I can't take it. The thought of I think about women and how much, I mean, Chris Rock did a whole documentary about it, but how much effort, time
it takes to
emotion, energy goes into hair all the time. And I think how wonderful must it be to be free of that?
Yeah. I think I also loved the idea of people just seeing me. I can't hide behind anything.
Yeah.
You have my eyes, you have my nose, you have my mouth. This is what I look like.
Yeah.
And I think there's a vulnerability to being like, hey, this is it.
Does anybody in your life have a reaction to this when you do it? Like, do you have a...
I think my mum was worried a little bit
for
a small time. She's like, are you okay? Like, what if you get cold? I was like, I'll wear a hat. if I get cold.
I saw you on set with the little green head. It was cute.
It's like, this is what it is. And but everyone else is fine. I think they're also used to me just sort of doing what is right
You're
for
an
me.
artist.
Yeah. It's fine.
You're an artist.
Yeah.
You can get away with stuff that not everybody can get away with.
Well, the thing is, I think it's a rite of passage. I think everyone should shave their head at one point in their lives, just to feel what it's like to have nothing to hide behind and to just be, like to accept all of your flaws, all of the things, whatever your scalp looks like, whatever your face looks like, you see it all, you know, because hair frames the face. Of course it does.
Yes.
We make it to frame the face.
Yes.
And when you take it away, your face is the frame. And I think that that's a very vulnerable thing to be able to do. And I know it. Some people are like, why doesn't she have hair? She should have hair. She would look better with hair. But it's also like, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yes.
I don't think I need it. And I think I'm okay to think I don't need it.
Yes.
And even if you think I do need it, that's also okay. You have it. You know, I love that for you, but I don't want it for me.
Yeah.
And I think there is a way that I move through my life now because I don't have hair that actually strangely makes me feel so much more confident in who I am because there's nothing to hide behind. You just see me, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. But before I leave this earth, I have to do that.
Please.
Just to have that experience.
No eyebrows, no hair. I mean, no hair.
Yeah, no, nothing.
I have no eyebrows. You not notice?
Yeah, I don't. It looks like a light eyebrow. You have a light eyebrow.
There's nothing
there.
Eyebrows. I have no.
So, will you shave the eyebrow too?
Yes, I do.
Wow,
I did this morning.
I don't know everybody's as beautiful with no hair and no eyebrows. I'm going to be honest. I have to be honest because I don't know if this works. I don't know if it works. I don't know if it works for me. But I want to have that experience at some point in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm a little bit older and like less, I don't know.
Yeah. But there'll be a day when you're just like, I don't care.
I'm minimally concerned about what people think.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'm all the way there.
Yeah.
Only because I don't have a lot of confidence in what this is going to do for what it looks like on me.
I think you're a beautiful, beautiful person. Sweet. Do you know what I mean? So all it will do is make me look at your features even more. You have the most beautiful face. So why wouldn't it, you know, all we'll do is end up looking into your eyes.
Very tempted. Yeah. It's very tempting.
When you are ready, try.
Okay. But you do think that everybody,
I think everybody.
Once in their life.
Once in their life.
What is something else that everybody should do once in their life?
Ooh, something else.
I think be in love.
Yes.
At least once in your life.
Yes. Be in love, lose love.
Ooh.
I think those are the things.
Why do you have to lose love?
If you lose love, you know how valuable it is to have. That's why.
It doesn't feel good in the moment.
No, it doesn't.
Have you ever had a devastating heartbreak?
Yes.
Yes. Did anybody warn you how bad that was going to be?
No. But I'm glad for it.
Really?
And when yes, because to lose it means that you can have it. If you don't, and you understand that it means something, you know, we can be frivolous with love when we have it because we don't really understand it. But when you lose it and you think, and to you in that moment, it really is love. You know how valuable it is when you have it.
Yes.
So if you gain it again, you'll be careful with it.
What do you tell yourself in the moment when you're laying on the bathroom floor?
What can you tell yourself?
That's my image, by the way, when you're heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like you're laying on the
hotel room sat on the floor by my bed and I was desperately sad.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think the pain will ever go away again. You don't think that your heart will mend, but it does. It does. And you keep some of those memories, but you do eventually just let them go. You realize that person wasn't right for you now. They maybe were right for you when you were with them, but maybe they weren't meant to be with you in the now. So,
or what's
in the
coming.
Future. Yeah, or what's coming. And often, again, this is why I know that there's something watching over. It's right.
Right. Right.
It's right.
They were right. He was right.
He was right.
He was right. So
he, she, they.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. He, she, they was right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So we have to fall in love, lose love.
Yes.
Shave our head.
Love, shave your head.
Yes.
What else?
What is on your bucket list? Do you have something you want to do in real life before it's over?
I want to play a stadium. I've never sung in a stadium.
Wow.
I want to sing my music in a stadium. And I've already given myself the challenge of playing all the big opera houses in the world. So I want to be in Tokyo. I want to be in Sydney. I want to do Carnegie Hall. I want to do the Royal Albert Hall again. I sort of want to find all those places and sing my music. I haven't done that yet.
So this album is out now. People get to experience you in this new way. The song Grace on the album. Maybe you could just tell us about that and how it came.
We were asked while we were while the movie was being put together, and we were starting to sort of give people Wicked, and we were starting to get on the road and do this press for it, to share the film with a young woman who was terminally ill. And when they asked us, we said, well, of course, yeah, show her the movie. And when she saw the movie, she sent a video, and it was so sweet. She was so funny, and she was sharing everything she liked about it.
How old is she?
She was 13. And I sent her a video back to say thank you, and thank you for the words that you were saying. It was very sweet and all that. And she sent me a video back, and I sent her something back. And her family had said these videos would bring her a lot of joy. And so I said, well, if at any point she wants to speak to me in real life, I'll FaceTime. Let's do that. We'll do it in real life. And so one day I'm on the way to the studio to write a song, and I don't know what I'm going to write about. And I get a call from her auntie who says that she's awake and we should talk, because she would sleep a lot. She was very tired. And I found out that that's something that happens towards the end of your life. You get very tired, you sleep a lot. And so she was awake in this moment and I wanted to FaceTime. So I get to the studio and I put my bags and I go outside and I say, oh, there, and I FaceTime her, and she's awake and we're talking about things, and she's just very, very sweet and a little bit tired, but there. And we speak for like 20 minutes, which is a big deal, because for her to be up and talking for that amount of time, it's like her talking for a day.
And she's speaking to you as somebody that she probably admires from this film. You had never met her personally.
No, I hadn't.
Yeah. She's a fan of the film.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So now she's speaking to me as me.
Yeah.
And we're having these really beautiful conversations.
Wow.
And it just dawned on me that I wanted, when I put that phone down, that I wanted to write a song about just like the goodbyes that come too soon, but leave us with something good, that we're meant to take away with us after someone or something has gone, right? And I felt like that was the perfect way to end this journey that I had been on musically, because it says something about how we let things go and how we keep a hold of things. I called it Grace because that was her name, and I love the sentiment of grace, to give someone grace, to be given grace, to share grace, to do something with grace. It's just a lovely sentiment, and to be able to forgive means you have grace on your side. Like you have to extend grace to forgive someone. And so it just was the perfect thing to end the album with. Her voice is on this album.
Yeah.
And it's what closes the album. It's from the video that she sent me. And she says, Cynthia, I feel you. I love everything you did. And I love you. And I just thought it was one of the most wonderful ways to close this album, that everyone listening, the last words they would hear is, I love you. Because those are the other very hard words to say. And I think that those are the words that encourage us to say the other three words, I forgive you as well.
Which is the name of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And she's passed
away.
Since then.
Yeah.
Her family must love that song.
Yeah. Yeah. They know. And I asked for permission, and they've been so lovely and kind. And I hoped that it would bring comfort to them, and that they get to hear her voice, and she's still around. And I kind of imagine that she would be quite pleased about the fact that she could still be hanging around, and she gets to be on an album, and her voice is still there.
Isn't that funny too, that we were talking about that?
Yeah.
People stay with us even after they've gone on. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
And so in terms of going back to like things we should do while we're here, and you say and be in love, and then you end with I love you, but even the album, I forgive you. To forgive is also something that at some point
you must
in life,
and others. Yeah.
So what is the idea behind that, naming the album that?
It's that we because I know that we find it hard as human beings to extend forgiveness to anyone, including ourselves, when things go wrong, when things don't go the way we planned them to, when we hurt others, when others hurt us. this album is sort of a story of there's love lost and heartbreak, not just from another person, but myself breaking another person's heart. Or there's moments in it where you find passion and you find new relationships, and the way we are when we're in those moments. And then that moment at the end, which is this fourth section, is about looking back on all of it and the journey of all of it, and how you can let some of the things that you've learned go, and you can hold on to things. And in doing that, you are allowing the space for yourself to be forgiven and to forgive. And that's why I called it that. Yeah.
I'll forgive.
I forgive you.
I forgive you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And now the world gets to hear it.
Yes.
You must be is exciting or scary or what?
It's both.
All the things, yeah.
It's exciting and it's scary. It's like exciting because I'm really proud of it. It's scary because it's very personal, but there's an excitement to be able to share myself in that way and to be able to step into my own as a musician and as an artist.
Oh, what an exciting time this is about to be for you.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new box, a whole new door that gets unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay, so in real life, okay, well, first of all, we usually start the interview with this. We ask you, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10 today?
Today, I am a 9.5 because I want
Really?
room to grow.
But that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you normally operate at that level?
Currently, I've been operating around that space.
Wow, good for you.
I feel very good in myself.
Good.
I feel really good.
What could take you down? What takes you down and what brings you back up?
At this moment in time, I don't know what could take. I think really and truly, if it's a loss of someone would take me down. It has to be as extreme as that.
Wow.
Because I don't think someone else's stuff can move me from where I am because of how I operate now. I think I can acknowledge a person's things or how people are feeling and be present for them, but in myself, I feel really good. Yeah.
What have you learned in real life about? We talked about forgiveness, but love, and that everybody should have them. But what has been your biggest lesson about love?
That love in its best form is not transactional and it is not conditional. That love is more than the word love. It is acceptance of a person fully of who they are.
It's an action too.
Yes, and it's an action. It is also making the space for that person to grow into who they're meant to be. That actually is real love. Someone said, if you're in relationship, you are essentially walking each other home. If you find real love, you're walking each other home. Essentially, you are walking with a person throughout each other's life, and hopefully if you're meant to be with each other for as long as you live, you're walking them to where their destination might be. And in doing that, you have to make room for who they are and the changes that they go through and who they become and who they become and who they become and who they become, right? You have to make room for who they change into. And if you're both serving that purpose for the best of that person, you're creating a space to see the best of the person, then that is what love is meant to be.
That's beautiful.
And you won't always see the best of that person, but then patience has to come in, and to be able to see that, this person needs more room to explore what it is that will bring them back to themselves. It's the negotiation of making sure that we're always giving a person space to grow.
That must be really important for somebody like you to be an artist and free in the you're always kind of trying to be present and be the version of yourself that you are today. With the wrong partner,
it doesn't work.
It's impossible.
It doesn't work because you don't feel the freedom you need to just try things, little things. I think I want to make my hair blue today. And maybe that person is like, no, don't do that. It's going to be embarrassing. Or I think I want to get a new piercing. I want to get my septum pierced because I think it might be what I meant to do. No, that's really, don't do that. That's not really.
Now you're not living your full, honest life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now you're diminishing certain things.
People do that in relationships.
Very much so. We try and make people the way we want them to be, as opposed to, well, does that make you happy? Will it bring you closer to who you are meant to be? Will it bring you closer to like the realest version of yourself?
Yeah.
Because if that's what it does, I gain something. I gain something if I get to see you become even more of yourself than I could have imagined. It means I gain more of you.
We got to check ourselves to make
that we're not.
We're also demanding that from our partners.
Yeah.
And not, you know what I mean?
That's
and
right.
Not folding up.
Not folding, yeah.
Yeah, trying to please
someone.
Because also you try to please someone. Someone. And you know what they like. So then you wind up becoming a different version of
yourself.
Which doesn't serve.
And it doesn't sustain. You can't pretend to be someone else forever. Eventually the person who you're meant to be is going to show up. And when that person shows up and you haven't been that person this entire time, the person who you are with are like, I don't know this stranger. I don't know this person. But that person has always existed. You've just been hiding them.
Yes. Ooh, you just gave somebody a bar. Somebody at home needed to hear that today. Somebody needed that today. In real life, what do you hope people receive from the work you do and that where it lands in the world?
I hope I can't tell people what to receive. I hope that the bare minimum that they can receive from this is the fact that there is humanity in this work, that I am an imperfect human being that simply wants to share some of her story. What you take from the story is up to you, but know that it comes from honesty and vulnerability.
Do you ever think about your legacy? You play all these like legends. You play all these Aretha and Harriet and...
I don't know if I think about my legacy beyond that. I hope people think I'm a good person. Even that I can't control. You know, what happens after I'm gone is not my business.
Word.
I can't do anything about that, you know? I can't change it. I can only put my footprints in the sand right now. And whatever people see in it, I hope they can gain something good from it. But I can only hope. I can never know for sure.
Do you have a speech ready if you win that Oscar?
I have no speech ready. I never have a speech ready.
Come on.
I really don't.
Way. You give too many. The speeches are too good.
No, I sometimes I've written the speech the night before. Sometimes I've written because I wait for the reason to drop in before I write the speech. You'll notice that a lot of the speeches, even if they're an award given to me, have nothing to do really with me at all. It's really a reflection of what I want for other people, because that's what drops in the moment.
Okay.
I can't make a...
See, I'm putting it in the universe for you.
Thank you.
Because then you'll have the title.
Thank you.
I know you're trying to ignore it, but there is an Egot lingering. It's hovering, walking around you, behind you. It's like on you.
Thank you.
And if it doesn't happen this time, it's going to happen. So it's guaranteed in
Thank
the
you.
universe.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a beautiful, beautiful body of work.
Thank you.
And it was wonderful to have you today.
Thank you for having me.
Cynthia Erivo in real life, everyone.